management is one of the practices that are done by information technology management team, and IT change management is a control. It is a preventive control, in fact, because by having a proper change management process, sudden change or sudden outage that could happen due to not planning properly the change can be mitigated. So change management is a kind of preventive control, and the change management include approval, testing, scheduling, risk assessment, and arrangements for rollback in case the change went wrong. System patches, for instance, should be tested before or prior to be implemented, and the change management is managed by a committee or by a group called Change Advisory Board, and the Change Advisory Board would include members from different functions, including IT and the business function as well. So we could have in our Change Advisory Board someone from finance, someone from procurement, and why they are exist in this committee, because they know the timing, the season time, the peak time for the sales and so on. So they could protest any change that could affect the environment in a negative way. So here is the process of change management. First, the change sponsor requests the change, and then we do a kind of analysis and impact analysis. Based on that, we approve or deny by the CAB, and then we implement the change, and then we review and report the change. Changes that are done by, I will come back. Hello. السلام عليكم. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. ازيك يا محمد، ايه الأخبار؟ عامل ايه؟ صوتك واضح، صوتك واضح. معلش أنا بس عشان في حتة في الشبكة، معلش لحظة واحدة عشان بس المكتب بتاعي مفيش. لا سعيد. مش هو رقم كويس معايا، ماشي؟ وشرفت بيكم قداما يعني. خلاص؟ حبيبي. So sorry for the interruption. So we have I believe we now get overview about change management process, and remember that change management process is a kind of prevention control. It prevents the error that could be caused by improper management of new change to the system. However, we have different type of changes that we can see in IT, such as the standard change, and the standard change is a typical change, and it requires documentation but does not require authorization from the CAB. One of the standard changes is like, for instance, creating a new user account. It is a frequent, does not have a severe impact, but it needs to be documented. So it is pre-approved already by the CAB. Normally, changes are the changes that like patching, doing an update, and so on. And it could change the function or affect the function. And this type of change should be assessed by the CAB. We also have a major change, and the major change is similar to the normal change, except it affects a critical function in the organization. So updating the print server is not updating the core banking system. So this is not the same. So updating the print server according to organization could not be a very critical function. But the banking system or the core banking system would be a critical function and need to be assessed and approved by CAB and the management as well. So both CAB and the management or top management should be notified and approve the change. We have also what is called emergency change, and emergency change is a kind of a change that should be done right now, such as we have a severe vulnerability, and we need to do a change just right now. This kind of a change could be done without CAB approval. However, in some organizations, we have a process for approving the emergency change, ECAB. But the problem with emergency change is that the risk is not assessed for this change. So the possibility of failure of this change is the highest. Okay, and although the assessment of risk is not conducted before the ECAB, but during the next CAB meeting, the change should be assessed and should be reviewed and documented in a proper way. But the most type of a change that could result in a failure will be emergency change, because we don't have risk assessment from the beginning, and also we don't have a kind of rollback scenario.